episode 5.
Let's get to it.
First up, Tekashi 6ix9ine, American hip hop star. Daniel Hernandez, because that's his real name, has been charged under the RICO Act.
Ooh, that's heavy, bro.
What does that even mean?
RICO, racketeering, something.
Oh, all that. So racketeering,
Yeah.
trafficking, drug conspiracy.
They normally use it, they originally created it for the Italian Mafia.
Okay.
Back when they were trying to get all these mob bosses put in jail because they never touched the money, they never created any jobs firsthand. So they used the RICO Act to put these mob bosses in jail, pretty much.
Almost like a catch-up.
Exactly, and then Tekashi 6ix9ine and his little group of, I guess, affiliates, they all got roped up in this RICO charge. And he's facing, what, 9 counts?
9 counts.
Yeah. So
47 years, what I live
47 years, so that means that if he got locked up, surprisingly enough, he'll get out when he's 69 years old. But tell him what happened.
Well, apparently there's a lot of misdeeds going on with his crew. Like apparently they kidnapped him, they tried to kill him, they messed with his girlfriend. They fucked his girlfriend or whatever.
They're stealing money from him, right?
Stealing money from him.
Yeah.
And the big debate is to snitch or not to snitch. Like,
I don't know. Like, so when you get to that point where you wrapped up, well, first of all, he's a kid, right?
right, okay.
You know, he puts out some music, it catches on, and for whatever reason, he decides to affiliate with this blood set, right?
Okay.
So what comes with that if you're just trying to be an artist or an entertainer, but you also want to do the street shit as well?
Right.
You know, for what I was looking at, he was doing a lot of street shit. He was doing a lot of boasting, calling rappers out, saying that he wasn't scared.
Right, he was doing that. And this, to me, how I look at it, this is a relationship between a talented, quote unquote, individual and gang members. And what they did was they both took advantage of each other.
Yeah.
Tekashi took advantage of the notoriety of the Blood Gang, and this gang took advantage of Tekashi's fame and capitalized off him, making more money. What happened is now they got him.
Yeah.
And they're wrapping him up. They're gonna say, all right, now let's think about it. This kid name is Daniel Hernandez. Based off the picture that's on this gift, he's not a gangster. He never was a gangster. We all knew it just by looking at the shit on his video.
Yeah, you can tell.
Right. There was nothing really gangster about him, but he affiliated with it. They all got arrested. Should he not snitch? I'm gonna tell you straight up, fuck that shit. You need to take care of yourself. Yeah. Imagine being his lawyer and Tekashi is like, I can't snitch because of my crew, itchy. You like, I would hit him with my fucking briefcase, man. You better stop that bullshit. You can get a book deal after this. He's gonna be on witness protection, but fuck it, it's over. He has a great story to tell. It's over for you, man. Just fucking give him up. I don't care. I guess you ain't trill enough if you got to snitch. This ain't your life. This is real shit. You know what I mean? I understand the logic of being loyal to your crew, but what about being loyal to your family and yourself?
All right, that's easy enough when you're involved in something like that and there's no consequences. Right? But just from the get-go, when you involve yourself in the street and everything that comes with that, if you do snitch and you signed on for that lifestyle, then there are consequences. People
Absolutely.
I'm sure he's in isolation right now.
Oh yeah, you know
in jail because if he confessed or he's snitching, he's cooperating with the authorities, then that's a green light.
Oh, he's
off rip.
He's a fucking FBI. That FBI agent is going to get promoted off of everything Tekashi is going to tell him.
Exactly. So what does that mean for himself? What does that mean for his family? Usually, I don't know, depending on where you live in the area, family is off limits.
Right.
But I mean, he sent somebody in to do a shooting, apparently, and now he's snitching on that shooting. Like, I mean, that's you're breaking a lot of rules in there. So if you say, oh, I'm just gonna snitch, and you gotta think about the consequences and the repercussions of all that.
Yeah, he should. And
so
I say, hey, protect yourself and your family that you can. He needs witness protection because they're gonna fuck him up for his opportunity.
Oh, yeah, he was going in witness
protection. Yeah. So he got a lot of shit to say.
Yeah, I mean, you got tats all over your face. You got rainbow hair. He can cut their hair, dye his hair back. I mean, it's probably gonna take a while to remove. Put it on makeup. That's crazy, right? Cover all them tattoos, big ass 6'9" on his forehead and a picture of Zigzag.
Probably look like Justin Bieber.
Yeah, bro.
So fuck.
I mean, what you gonna look for? Work at Subway or something? You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Like, what you gonna do?
And I think how he'll generate money, he'll do probably documentaries or some shit.
I don't know.
You know, because I think I would like to see the Tekashi 6ix9ine story. I would like to see a documentary of it. It's fucking interesting.
Oh, it's gotta be.
It's just the story of this kid that got in too deep. It's a I don't know if it's a fucking comedy or what, but he got in too deep and the shit got real.
I think it's a good example of the reality of the circumstances that he was in.
Yeah.
Where if you're not from that, if you're not from the street and you're trying to involve yourself around that element, then this is what could happen. You know? He was talking to all those rappers, talking like, I don't need permission.
Right.
Go to California, he was calling
shit.
people
he was
out.
Some tough shit.
Like, alright, and then people came looking for him, got his ass beat a couple times, got shot at. I guess some of his people shot at these other people in Texas or whatever.
And let's not add his biggest atrocity, making horrible fucking rap music.
Yeah, that was terrible.
It's horrible music.
Terrible.
And if they were gonna charge him, they need to charge him with that. But all these other stuff, you know, fuck it. Like, hey, protect yourself. I get it. The street life. It's time to grow up. Be smart.
All right. So coming up in the next episodes, we're gonna be talking about the political candidates running against Trump in the 2020 election.
And America's endgame.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yes.
I mean, hopefully it's gonna be better than last time it turned out. You know, because we only had Trump and Clinton, but that's a whole nother thing we can talk about at another time. But anyway, we got about 12 candidates on the Democratic side running against Trump. A lot of heads. You got Cory Booker, Kamala Harris. You got Andrew Yang. Haven't heard anything from Hillary. We got. Ooh, yeah.
We don't know yet. And the story is unfolding, like the Avengers Endgame. We got all these characters coming in there. Bernie Sanders. Captain America.
Man.
Without the superstar.
Yeah, he got that cult following, man.
Yeah,
a lot of young people, man. You know, a lot of give to the poor.
Feel the burn!
Yeah. Take from the rich, give to the poor. So,
right.
If you already don't know what Bernie Sanders' main talking points are, it's pretty much based around the concept of the rich getting richer, the poor getting poorer, and that wage gap between the poor, middle class, and wealthy is getting larger than it's been over the course of our history.
Right, and here's my question. Like, I noticed once Bernie Sanders mentioned put his hat in the 2020 election, you're getting a lot of talk of socialism. What is socialism? Like, what is socialism exactly?
So, socialism is a theory of social organization which advocates for the means of production, distribution, and exchange that's owned and regulated by the community, i.e. the government. Okay. So an example of that would be Medicare, healthcare, wages.
So,
right?
That sounds too textbook to me. Explain that to someone that I don't understand it. And I understand the definition of it, but I don't get it. Like, so does it mean that whatever I make, I can only make a certain amount of money and then I have to give the rest to the government?
No, not exactly. All right, so say that you want to open a business.
Okay.
Right? And so you want to open a business and you owe a certain amount of money to the government or taxes and stuff. So some of that money will be allocated to go back to you, but more than the portion that you would originally have if it was based on capitalism, right? Capitalism is based on competition, where it stimulates the economy, wages go up and down based on the market, and the market decides on what's in demand.
So, capitalism is
socialism. That creates a fixed rate.
Oh,
right?
shit.
So how does that generate an incentive for someone to make above the 1% if so much money be allocated towards something else?
But doesn't a level of socialism protect people, though?
It does, and you've had this theory go on in other countries for a while, but you've seen the socialist ran countries that it never works. It's a theory based on
like Venezuela, yes?
Yeah, like Venezuela, exactly. And in all these socialist countries, they've all failed. Like it's a theory of utopia that everyone is able to get paid the same wages and live an affordable life, but it never works out.
But okay, so recently Amazon pulled out the deal working in New York City, and they blamed it on the Congresswoman and her socialist type politics. But didn't she kind of protect the people there, if you think about it? Because if they would have made Amazon, they would have got billions of dollars, millions of dollars.
Right.
But then that Amazon was getting this sweet tax break.
Yeah, it was.
And the only thing that would benefit would be Amazon's profit, but the people that live there now, their wages would just go up. The cost of living would skyrocket because all these new jobs.
Right.
And that sucks for them.
Yeah, and they would have to move because of that, because they can't afford to live in a place where they work.
Wow. So, I don't know. I guess Bernie Sanders he cares about people.
No, it's a good, listen, like, he cares about people, and it's a good theory, right? But it just doesn't pan out on the back end.
Okay.
Right? We live in a capitalist country, not a socialist one, for a reason.
Right.
It just wouldn't work out, in some people's opinion, for the better if we went that route of socialism. Now, we do have to reform a lot of different agencies within our country to stimulate that wage gap and to change things up so that people can live.
Tracy's back.
Oh, yeah,
Tracy is fucking back.
Fuck Tracy.
I was on vacation for a little bit.
Jesus Christ.
Gave me a lot of heat for leaving on the last episode.
But it's all good. He's back.
Cool.
You came back super prepared. I don't want any smoke, Tracy.
It's still fuck Tracy.
And the thing is, this is political conversation. And if you can't have it, why are you talking about it?
And we're just talking off the cuff now. So if you got a better opinion about it, please get in the comment section, let us know.
Because I know a lot of you guys are Bernie fans, and there's some people that are Trump fans, and I appreciate that there's a different. I want to hear from everyone. Like I don't want one-sided politics. I don't do. There's a term you said this morning. You called it banter politics.
Yeah, banter politics. There's a lot of that going on, and it's like stemmed in with a lot of identity politics.
Right.
People are in a tribe, and they represent either the left side or the right.
Absolutely.
Or you're a Democrat or you're a Republican, and it's
divides the country.
Shades,
it divides the country.
The spectrum is like way more wide than what the media makes it out to be.
I agree with
and it has to come to a point where you talk about more than just, oh, I like this person, or I don't like this person, which you don't actually know about politics, and it's very complex.
Yes, it is.
So you have to ask the questions, you have to step back and say, whoa, wait, what does that mean? Because most people don't get involved in the political aspect until it affects them directly. And usually by that point, it's too late.
It's too late.
It's too late. You know, a lot of people don't know their city commissioners. They don't know their their government, the governor. You know, it's
they're just
you
talking
have
about
to be involved. You have to vote. You have to.
Speaking of politics, I didn't want to get too deep into this. Trump made a decision that it feels like everybody agrees with this week. American President Donald Trump decided to keep the ISIS groupie Huda Mothana out of the country.
Yeah.
A lot of people are. It's thumbs up from both sides from what I'm seeing. I would like to hear an argument of stating why it's wrong for him to do this.
Yeah.
Because from what I gather, she was married to. First of all, she's an American citizen.
Yeah, she is a U.S. born.
From Alabama.
Alabama.
She's from Alabama.
Well, I'm from Alabama.
My bad, I don't want no smoke. But she's from Alabama. Arabic. This is gonna sound weird, but I didn't think Muslims were in Alabama. It didn't.
I mean, Muslims are everywhere.
I know, but I just don't picture.
A billion Muslims in the world, they're everywhere. Yeah. Just like there's Christians.
Racist son of a bitch.
A lot of people from a lot of different demographics. But all right, so if you don't know about Mathana, she's currently being held in a Syrian refugee camp. A little bit of backstory on her. She voluntarily joined ISIS, went over to Syria, and married an ISIS combatant. She's been married to 3 other ISIS combatants who have all died, so she's actually a widow 3 times over. And for whatever reason, she's requesting a return back to the United States, request that's been denied, and it's become a trending topic just based off the response from the president himself, saying that she's committed a treasonous act and she's not going to be allowed back into the U.S. The debate is, since she's a U.S.-born citizen, does she still have the rights to come back to the United States?
I don't think so, man. I think once you say like, yo, and ISIS, they ain't like on no bullshit. They'll blow some shit up. That's I think what people are gonna do is they're gonna be like, oh, she's a Muslim. That's why they're not letting her in. No, she's part of fucking ISIS. That is the enemy. That's the enemy. Why would you put yourself in that position?
No, I mean, she's been allocated for ISIS for a while. She had like a self-proclaimed name of Mother of Jihad. She's a known propagandist.
I mean, we do have them in the country, but they didn't leave.
At what point do you go against and refrain from the current, I guess, actions of your own country, but retain your citizenship? You know, what's the line, right? So
I think treason.
I think I completely agree that once you go out and you support actions of combatants of this country that bring harm to our country, then you set yourself in a separate group.
I have to agree.
Prevents you from benefiting from or getting the benefits of our country.
But she changed.
Did she?
Or did she? But speaking of change, Jussie Smollett. I haven't changed at all. From day one, I fucking called that. I fucking called it. I want my goddamn props.
Yeah, he called it.
All of them.
I didn't believe you at first because I'm sitting back and I'm thinking, who would lie about something like that? You know, especially if something as serious as a hate crime, something as serious as a racial attack like that, both on his sexuality and his race.
First of all, I want to get this quote. This has become the most dramatic fucking thing in the world right now. This judge, man, has...
I thought this was over like a week ago.
Right. And we gave the update last week. Literally, when we finished recording it, that information came out with the 2, I want to call them twin brothers from Nigeria. I know they're not twins, but in my head, I think of Zaymot and Tomax from G.I. Joe. Yeah. They're just beating the shit out of them. It's so stupid. But that news came out, then he's charged. Yeah. And you know what?
What?
He wanted a fucking raise.
Oh, because he wanted a raise.
He wanted a raise. What?
I guess the rumor is he was about to be written off of the show Empire, and he wanted to concoct some type of...
It's so much bullshit.
Attack or something.
I just figured out how to say his name this fucking week.
What is it, Smollett?
Jussie Smollett.
Oh, okay.
I was calling him Jussie Smollett last week. Like, who the fuck is this guy? Because let's be honest, none of us has really heard of him. You watch Empire. Yeah, like, okay. So he got that, but there's no coming back from this. Or is it? That's the question. I'm still looking for
I don't think that he could come back from this.
You don't think so?
Might say, they said that he could serve like 3 years in jail if he's convicted.
I don't think he should do jail time.
I think he should do at least a year. At least. Because, I mean, you got to think about what that takes away from the actual victims of actual hate crimes.
Okay.
And what that's done to damage accusers.
They're looking at me, I'm like, I'm on my phone, I gotta find this judge's statement for you.
I'm just saying, because if you take the route where you accuse somebody of something as heinous as this, 9 times out of 10 they're gonna believe you.
Yeah.
Right? Because who makes that up? You know, you can't be an outlier.
And I agree definitely. What he did was he could have possibly, these actions may cost somebody their life in the future.
Yeah.
Because
it's gonna give them ammo to say,
it's gonna give ammunition. Real. It's gonna, people doubt accusations all the time, and only 3.3% of most allegations are false. That's so low.
That, and you're a minority 2 times over. So what does that say? Like, you know, people paint a whole group based off one person.
Yeah. All
the time, right? So that's why it's incredibly damaging when you do go out of your way to.
I mean, the judge isn't feeling this either. The judge was. This is what our judge. He put a little stink on this one. As you stand before me, we presume your innocence, but the state read me a proffer. That is outrageous. If true, the noose conjured up the greatest evil in this country. End quote. Cook County Judge John Fitzgerald Light Jr. That's what he told Smollett. That's what he told Smollett.
That was very theatrical.
Yeah, he was very theatrical. Do you see it? Put his picture up.
He's trying to get him.
I guarantee before he said that statement, he was in there talking to clergymen or whatever. Like,
yo, in the mirror, like
he rehearsed this in the mirror. Because as the story is so goofy,
it is,
but it has this undertone that's so serious and fucking dangerous.
It's so bad that the president himself retweeted.
Did he?
Yeah, he put out a tweet. He was like, "How about MAGA country or whatever?" Now I'm like, it's so petty that you got the president, the most powerful country in the world.
But you know, he responded to it when he even, I think one of his aides probably told him to.
A lot of unnecessary stuff.
His response was so like quick, and he didn't give a shit about it, where he just said, it doesn't get any worse. And then kept moving on and started talking about the wall. So I guess he mentioned it just for fucking GP, like, let me mention it so I don't get anyone upset. But it's bullshit. It was bullshit from day one.
Okay. I think you should get locked up for about a year.
But
it was time, and then why shouldn't he get locked up?
Now, here's the thing about it.
Because he's a nice guy.
No. He's not a. This is gonna sound crazy, but I think people are gonna use this as a opportunity to flex their what's the word I'm looking for? Their homophobic fucking like attitudes. I seen one post was like, "What a fag." I'm like, whoa, yeah. Relax. You don't get the opportunity. Don't use this as an opportunity to show how homophobic you are and talk your shit. Yes, we're all fucking mad at him, and we all think he's a piece of shit. But don't fucking say that.
I don't think that changes. I think the climate now, people realize that that particular demographic, that particular minority group is even and equal with the rest of the minority groups.
They're full of shit too.
People live and learn.
You guys are full of shit too.
And people have to grow. You have to allow time for people to grow and understand. Just like everything else, it takes generations for people to be on an even keel. So,
right. So
I'm saying that
I say he should get probation, a hefty fine, a good hefty fine for wasting the Chicago's police time. Because hey, it's Chicago. They need their cops. No shit. Let's not play like it's not crazy out there.
Nah.
But not in the winter.
Nah, you gonna be in
not in the winter. What the fuck, man? What a goofy story.
Just selfish, man.
I loved how Charles Barkley and Shaq was trying to talk about it.
What was they saying?
Just mullet. No, roll a clip real quick.
I was gonna go with I was going to go with Houston as Ernie goes over there. I was going to talk about Ernie. What's the most ridiculous one over there that's still living that you would say has no chance of happening?
Two black guys beating a black guy up.
And having a black guy.
Sorry, speaking out loud.
That's not on here, man. The Clippers will not make the playoffs. And
what kind of hats they had on, Chuck?
Magas hats.
all right, I think that's probably it.
Okay.
The Lakers will not make the playoffs. The Kings will is the latest edition. Go ahead, Kenny. I can't
Chuck,
believe you, Chuck.
You pay him with cash?
Chuckster.
You pay him with cash
Chuckster.
or you write him a check, Chuck? Never break. Hey, listen, America.
Chuckster. How?
America. Let me just tell you something.
What's that?
Do not commit crimes with checks. Come on, man. You cannot. If you're going to break the law, do not write a check.
Because you're writing a check that what? Behind cash.
Yo, man, you cannot cash up. Hey, get cash, man. I never used an ATM. Now, I heard you can only get $200 out of
Charles,
$500. Stop, literally.
You get certain places.
You're going to make a lot of stops to the ATM. But you said, Chuck, America, do not write checks when you commit illegal activity.
I cannot believe that we touched them all right there. Circle the bag.
Hey, he just said
Touch every pillow.
He just said the Lakers would make the playoffs. Jesse said that.
America, hey, Jack, don't commit Jesse, you wasted all that damn time and money. You know what you should have did?
What's that?
Just went up in Liam Neeson's neighborhood. You could have solved all your damn problems. Charles, you got.
Welcome.
Yeah, because it's a hard subject to talk about.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, because you have to. It's black and it's LGBT community. I said it wrong, and it's a lot of letters.
You just missed a couple of letters.
Yeah, I missed letters, but y'all know, whatever.
He's learning.
Yeah, facts, man. But that's two things that you have to tread carefully how you speak on, out of respect. And also because you might say some dumb shit, like I probably did a few sentences ago.
Yeah.
But still, I think I'm coming from a sincere place when I say what I say. We mean no disrespect, just to let you guys know, because we don't want no smoke at all. But I think Jesse Smollett should be fine. He wasted Chicago's police time. He wasted our time. He's being written off for Empire. He'll probably never be able to work again.
No, not as an actor. Maybe he might put out a mixtape.
Or something. But he's fucking done. He's done. And I don't know, he's done.
I've been over it for like 2 weeks now.
I know. You don't even want to cover this. I can see it in your face.
Like, why are you talking?
I have to talk about this because I was so right. I'll talk about this. I was right. God damn it. In sports news, Patriots owner Robert Kraft was arrested this week for prostitution.
Oh, so surprising.
Mm-hmm. Especially with that picture up there. You know what I'm saying? He probably eating all the prostitutes' asses too. And I could see him. What's crazy, based off what I've seen, I could see him saying, "I'm a nasty nigga," and people are okay with it. I can see him saying that. I can.
Paying for the fantasy.
You're gonna eat the whole ass. But he got arrested in the FBI sting this week.
Dang.
In Jupiter, Florida.
Oh, of course it was Florida.
Of course.
What's he doing in Florida?
Getting hand jobs. But here's the thing. The conspiracists are talking. They think it's a conspiracy.
About what?
Robert Kraft. He's affiliated himself with Jay-Z and Meek Mill's in prison reform. So people feel that the FBI is targeting him.
Yeah. So, what do you think? You think that they planned it out? Just like they did with 21 Savage?
I don't know.
And this whole debacle?
I don't know. I do think I do think it's weird that he wasn't able to pay his way out of this one. It's just a hand job. It's not like it was a dead hooker or some crazy shit like that. And it was a massage parlor. In my head, I assume everyone that gets massages in massage parlors are getting hand jobs. I know that sounds crazy to me. I don't go on massage parlors, but I just assume if you go to a massage parlor, you're getting a hand job.
Nah, like people legit, they have like athletes.
Right, but a massage parlor just sounds like a hand job.
Well, if you say parlor at the end, then that might be a hand
Parlor,
job.
palm, hand
if you go
job.
to
That's a conspiracy.
a masseuse or
Right.
accredited, business that massages, chiropractors, all that.
Right.
Then you might have, legitimate business there. Just like hundreds and thousands
Right.
of businesses that operate.
Okay, so
Yeah,
all
massage.
massage parlors aren't hand job houses. I'm sorry. I
the ones
assumed it.
next to where you stay.
But it's just, he was getting a hand job, he got caught. So, it's not like he was sedated and he woke up and there was a hooker holding his cock all of a sudden and he's like, I didn't expect this shit! Oh! And then the police bust in, motherfucker, you're under arrest. It wasn't like that. He got a hand job and he got arrested in a sting. It's fucking Florida, so they're probably going the fuck in right now.
All the time.
It's a lawless country. I would imagine that there's stings everywhere in Florida that don't do shit. But this is the year of motherfuckers are being held accountable for what they're doing.
Yeah, but what you think is gonna happen? This dude is a billionaire.
Oh, first of all, it's
this
not
is
a
light
crime.
work. This is light work, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I don't know if it's a crime or not. Like,
prostitution is a crime.
illegal.
It is illegal.
It's a crime, right?
But
so
it's not like he ain't gonna do no jail time. He gonna pay a fine.
yeah.
This is more probably to embarrass him, which is, wow. When I think about the conspiracy now, it does discredit him a little bit.
But you brought up a good point. What's it about? What the conspiracy is about? What?
Because prisoners form and the powers that be
Which that's the
are
topic.
discrediting him and trying to punish him.
Yeah.
Like, motherfucker, don't you care about no prisoners? We caught you getting a hand job. The way his personality is, if he came out and made a statement and was like, that's what I do, I'm a nasty, he'd get a pass. Like, fuck it. He's Robert Kraft. No one, I don't know.
So the incident is so trivial. You think that something like this should? I mean, this sounds like a waste of resources, money. Right, our tax dollars are going in and busting down some dude that just want a quick hand job. Is a billionaire, so
but our tax dollars also caught R. Kelly, who's being charged.
Right. So use those resources to do the necessary things. Do you think prostitution is? Now it does have a bad.
But it's the oldest profession. Legit, it's known as the oldest profession.
Do you think something like that should be legal?
Whoa.
No, I'm just saying.
Ooh.
Like, why are we?
It's porn. You just, if I guess
Porn
you're not filming,
you're watching it,
right? But they film porn. They're having sex for money, and they show everybody. Yeah. This is like a virtual reality porn.
I think it should just be regulated so that you enforce the policies.
Like they do the porn industry.
Because,
they have to wear condoms in certain states and shit.
Yeah, but who cares? Who cares what you do in the privacy of your own home or the privacy of, a private business, right, that offers a service? Okay. You don't have to be an advocate for it. You don't have to enjoy it.
We're pro-prostitution here. It's not
I'm
that.
not saying that.
Right.
I'm just saying, why do you care what somebody else does with his time if he's not hurting
private time? Right. And they're of legal age.
And they're of legal age. Of course, that's why you regulate it, you enforce it, you have sub-agencies, so you put a stop to trafficking, and you put a stop to all the heinous crimes that are involved around anything. It's illegal to produce alcohol in certain counties. Right.
Regulated tax.
Regulated, right? You'll still go to jail if you act outside of those laws.
Fair enough.
Right? So that's not to say let's just step back, free reign, let's make it all legal.
Right.
But for a number of things like that, cannabis use federally on a wide stage for the whole country. It's just certain things like that where people conduct business.
So,
that affects just them.
Bringing it back to Robert Kraft, does he recover from it?
Yeah, he's a billionaire. Who owns the Patriots? Like, who cares? Who gives a shit about this, right?
You got
That's what I'm saying. Like, why is this even in the news?
Because we hate the fucking Patriots. We hate the Patriots.
Not all of us.
People just hate that team. So they're happy. Fuck it, Robert Kraft, he owns the Patriots. Fuck him and Tom Brady and Deflate Gate and all that shit. But I'm not no sports expert. But let's send it to sports and music with Ice and Mr. Live from the B-side. What up? This is Sports and Hip Hop with Ice and Live. Today we're going to talk about the NBA draft age dropping. What are your thoughts?
18.
18?
Hey.
Mm-hmm. So what do you think about that?
About time. They should have kept it. I don't know why. I don't like the NCAA having a year in. Rather they have the decision to go straight out into the NBA like Kobe and LeBron them did it. But other than that, I'm very happy.
Well, wouldn't it benefit these kids to at least do 2 years of school, like to at least start their education?
Bro, you can do that while you're in the NBA.
They have time. They would have time to take college classes.
Bro, come on. Anybody can make time, bro.
I don't think so. I don't know. And the biggest issue is they're not making any money. And it came about from this particular Duke game that was this week. How much were the tickets to get into?
On the average, was like 3,000.
3,000. Highest 10,000.
There were 3 stacks.
10,000 to get into an NCAA basketball game where the players are not benefiting at all. But are they benefiting? Are there perks that, the players, are there perks for them outside of money?
Endorsements.
Endorsements, but they can't get endorsements.
I mean, endorsements are recognition. I mean, you can, but you won't nobody know about it until you can legally say it.
Right. So, but what about they're getting fed, and they're getting a college education, they're getting room and board, and they got health care.
You know?
So,
I mean, they're getting benefits. I'm guaranteed, bro. I have never met a college athlete that has went by strictly the NCAA rules ever. So, it's perks there all the time.
it's perks. So,
especially like if you big like Zion, bro.
Right.
So many perks.
Speaking of him, how old is he? Zion? Do we have the age of him? He's 19. He's 19 years old. There might be some dangers with him making all that money immediately.
You say the same thing about LeBron.
LeBron is a phenomenon. Yes, I'm not even gonna fucking front. Like, he has the best shit ever. His story is perfect. He's,
Yeah.
LeBron is the greatest athlete. I'll say it. Fuck it. I know you go, what? No, he is. I like LeBron's whole story. But Zion, back to Zion, his sneaker exploded. You know,
That's what you get for having big boy weight with little boy shoes on.
What shoes did he have on?
Kyrie's. Like, bro, those are little, like...
They're more for a guard.
Like, more for, like, point guard,
right.
Shooting guard.
In what position does Zion play?
Power forward.
Power forward. So,
which is retarded. I mean, he should really be, like, a small forward. You're 6'7" at power forward, unless you're going to play, like, Draymond. But at least Draymond can shoot. I don't know. Zion is, like, not a shooter like that.
Okay, all right. But what are his dimensions? What's his weight and his height?
Like 284.
284.
Like 284, 6'7".
Shit.
Yeah.
So all that power and then you just destroyed the sneaker.
Yeah, you had the proper shoes on your ass when it straight through the floor.
Yeah, so.
Fuck up your knee, bro.
Okay.
You know.
All right. So college athletes getting NBA dropping the draft to 19, was it 18 to 19 now, right? So
19 to 18.
19 to 18. Or 18 to 19. 18 first, 19 second. Because it's back?
Yeah, they're going back.
So it would be, okay, I get the math. But so, you're for it?
Yes.
I think I'm for it if there are things in position for these guys. Some good counseling, Because that's a lot of money at that age. If I was 18 and I had $1 million,
bruh, blow the bank, bro. I'd
right.
that joint just
I'd probably be dead.
Bro, I'd be like, let me get it, bro. Just let me get it.
Yeah, I've been a maniac.
No, let me get it.
But speaking of maniac, we had some transitioning. We had a few albums drop this week. Finally, the hip hop drought is over, or is it? Question mark. Offset dropped. Family of 4.
That shit's fire.
Gunna and Lil Pump. First of all, what'd you think of the Gunna album?
It was good.
Yeah, I thought the Gunna album was cool, man. Beat wise, it was chill, some background music. You could chill
it
to.
wasn't like the one before. I forgot what that one before. This one was called. I forgot what that one was called.
This one is called Put It Up on the title.
Yeah.
But yeah, I liked it. I wasn't mad at it because certain music is like my background music, and if it's not abrasive or I can rock with it. And I like Gunna. I've always liked it.
That's something I can chill in the background.
Right.
To let it roll through.
Offset, third member of the M.I.A, married to the queen of hip hop. Drops this
Cardi B fine.
that she is bad, and she also, besides her being bad, her inaugurating verse as queen of hip hop.
Bro, on clout,
she bodied
hard.
She bodied that shit. No. So what? It sounded like fucking Offset wrote it.
Kudos on her.
Who cares who wrote it? Her delivery was
Fire.
perfect.
Fire.
Nicki mad somewhere. I think Nicki's mad right now.
Bro, she ain't worried about that. She probably.
That's her inaugurating
She probably
verse.
in some way with her dude, bro.
She's mad. She's upset.
Secretly.
But speaking of being mad,
Bro, if you speak about that
Lil Pump, Harvard dropout. I think the intelligence level for this album, you have to have dropped out of fucking first grade. It's such a, oh my God. And I'm not, I don't want to come off like this ageist type hater, like, oh, back in my day, hip hop. I'm not that dude. But this album is so stupid.
You know how I feel about the album?
I take it.
We're done. Like, we're done. That's it. That's it for this week. That's how I feel about that album. It's horrible.
Alright, that's it, man. Count money.
This should be enough to get both those motherfuckers killed.
For real.
I want them done. Well, welcome back. This is Devil's Advocate. Thank you for another episode. 5, we made it.
Yeah, and if y'all want us to talk about certain topics, something that we missed, then get in the comment section. Let us know.
Chime in, you're with us.
You know what I mean? You're an advocate, so let's get this news out.
Have a good night.
Prayed on it, they made it happen. Looked inside and found the truth. Entertain my entertainment. Lottie-dottie in a booth. My mind went on vacation. I've been in M.I.A. Letting past situations consume me on a daily. As usual, my vocals bringing attention. Never enough ambition. I'm speaking, you supposed to listen. Tapping in the powers my people try to envision. Utilize the regime, we kings, don't you forget. Can't write no check up for this smart, this shit is priceless. No catching Z's, ain't no sleeping on the night shift. Kev, where you been? We can't begin when you arriving. Just play my song and I'll be right there when the light hit. She can't deny that she likes it. I'm the type of guy that likes to dive in. Sunrise, you on fire. Money over thick thighs, but I'm indecisive. Making moves, three's a crowd, I gotta play it cool. Just two of them, but they don't make me choose.